She defeated an emperor and changed history. So, who was Tomyris?
Now, let's take a look together at what she changed in history.
Tomyris was born among the Saka. The Saka were a nomadic warrior people in Central Asia. Her roots came from a culture of strength and courage. Life on the steppes was harsh. Survival required skill and unity. The Saka were excellent horse riders. They were independent and fearless fighters. Tomyris learned leadership from a young age. She was trained in the ways of her people. When she became queen, she inherited a strong kingdom. Her people valued strategy, honor, and unity. Under her rule, the kingdom became organized and powerful. Her leadership prepared her people to face great empires. During her rule, she acted with fairness and determination. Because of this, her people always loved her and held her in great respect. Tomyris' heritage shaped her. It made her a legendary leader. In the 6th century BC, the Persian Empire was one of the greatest powers the world had ever seen. Its armies were vast, highly trained, and disciplined. Its cities stretched across continents, and the empire's influence was unmatched. But in the vast steppes of Central Asia, another power was rising. Tomyris, the queen of the Saka, knew the strength of her people. She understood the land, the natural conditions, and the ways of steppe warfare. The Persians relied on their numbers and siege machines. Tomyris, however, chose speed, strategy, and intelligence in battle. She positioned her troops wisely, used the terrain to her advantage, and anticipated her enemies' moves. Her leadership turned her nomadic people into a force capable of facing one of the strongest empires. Every move was calculated, every decision precise. Her courage inspired her soldiers, and her strategy constantly surprised the Persians. When Cyrus, the ancestor of Alexander the Great, entered her lands, he faced unexpected resistance. Tomyris' army countered every move of the Persians and defeated them. Her strategy and intelligence proved that even the greatest empires could be overcome. Tomyris was more than a queen. She became a symbol of leadership, strategy, and fearless resistance. Her story is proof that determination and intelligence can overcome even the greatest obstacles. The 6th century BC, the Persian Empire appeared very powerful. King Cyrus set his sights on the vast lands of Central Asia. These lands were under the control of the Saka. Tomyris had already realized the approaching danger, but she was not afraid of the Persians. Cyrus sent Tomyris a marriage proposal. But this was not meant as an alliance. It was a trap. Tomyris quickly understood this and rejected the offer. After that, Cyrus and the Persian army took action. Cyrus planned to catch the Saka unprepared. He advanced his army toward the border. Tomyris, however, chose to wait. She did not attack directly. She knew her enemy and patiently waited for the right moment. She would use the vastness of the steppes and her mobility to her advantage. The Persian plan was clear. They pretended to retreat to lure the Saka forces forward. They left behind a camp full of food and wine. The Saka soldiers were deceived. They lost their discipline and became vulnerable. The Persian army suddenly attacked. In this ambush, Tomyris' son lost his life. This moment changed everything. Tomyris would never retreat again. This was no longer just a battle. It had become a reckoning. She gathered her army once more. She carefully prepared her battle plan. This time, it would be clear and decisive. The Saka army moved with great speed. Cavalry units spread across the battlefield. They waited for the perfect moment. And when that moment came, the attack began. The Saka forces overwhelmed the Persians with speed and agility. Tomyris' plan worked flawlessly. This time, the advantage belonged to the Saka. The Persian army suffered heavy losses. In the end, Cyrus' army was completely defeated. The Persians had been defeated. She made him face the consequences of his own actions. And she said, "You were never satisfied. Now you will face the result." In the 6th century BC, a great war had come to an end. The lands of the Saka had fallen into silence, but this silence was not from defeat, it came after. A great victory. Queen Tomyris had defeated King Cyrus of Persia. This victory was not just the result of a battle. It was a fight for a people's survival. The Saka had secured their freedom. Their nomadic way of life continued. Horses, tents, endless steppes. Everything remained the same, yet stronger than before, because this victory gave them not only land, but confidence. The Persian Empire had suffered one of its greatest blows. The defeat of Cyrus echoed across the world. It proved that a power called invincible was not truly invincible. The name of Tomyris became a legend. She was no longer just a queen, a leader, a warrior, a commander, and a symbol. A woman ruler. Winning such a great victory left a deep mark on history. For the Saka, this victory was told for generations around fires, in songs, and in stories. It lived on. Tomyris' determination became their guiding light. Patience against the enemy and striking at the right moment were her greatest strengths. This victory did not belong only to that day. It shaped the future. In Central Asia, the balance of power completely changed. And the Persians never again dared to approach these lands. The legacy of Tomyris spread beyond borders. Her story was told for centuries. Even today, her name is remembered as a symbol of resistance and freedom. Because some victories are not just won, they change history. And some leaders do not just rule, they become legends. Tomyris and other brave figures will always hold their place in history, and their heroism will never be forgotten. Subscribe to discover more legendary women warriors.
The queen who defeated an empire. Who is the strongest?